Over 6 months ago, devastation hit the town of Rolling Fork, Mississippi, but the Build Back Better organization is bringing hope to residents here. Mississippi universities are growing increasingly tired of President Donald Trump's movement against diversity, equity, and inclusion in higher education. This comes after the U.S. Department of Education Office of Civil Rights issued a memo declaring all race-based programming and admissions policies illegal. Students at Oxford High School have the opportunity to take advanced placement courses to prepare them for college. Officials are on the hunt for Nevin Whetstone, who escaped prison sometime yesterday. Whetstone is serving a life sentence for capital murder committed in Lee County. In recent news this week, many employees overseeing government hiring have been let go through a series of personnel firings by the Trump administration. We start off tonight's show with breaking news regarding a potential development in one of Oxford's most shocking cases. Over the weekend, human remains were discovered in Carroll County, which may be connected to the disappearance of Ole Miss student Jay Lee. With these tips, we can ensure our pets' safety and that they are off the streets. I'm Celeste Lay with NewsWatch Ole Miss. The sounds of Rolling Fork's comeback can be heard in every corner of the town. But Jacqueline Brown can still hear the sounds of terror in her granddaughter's voice from the night of the tornado.
She went to screaming and hollering because when the roof came off, it went to picking her up. And she was like, I don't want to die. Oh, Lord.
Everyone in the Brown family survived, but their house was destroyed. Now they and many others are still struggling to find a permanent home. Over 6 months ago, devastation hit the town of Rolling Fork, Mississippi, but the Build Back Better organization is bringing hope to residents here. Former mayor, now board member of the nonprofit rebuilding program, Fred Miller, says the construction on the first new homes is underway.
We're excited about it. We poured 3 foundations. They are going to start either this week, today maybe, or next week putting the sides up on some of them.
While residents wait for these homes to be built, families like Brown's have been living in FEMA trailers for the past 4 to 5 months.
The trailer was given to us at first, but now what y'all telling us, we gotta pay for them in the end. How can we pay for a FEMA trailer and build a house too?
The new program offers a solution.
We will then sell them to people who have no money, but we're going to sell it to them at 0 interest for 20 years. On a $75,000 mortgage, that works out to be $312 a month. By the time you add insurance and taxes, they'll be in the homes between $500 and $600, which is about what they were paying in rent.
Board member Emily Carter says she is impressed by the progress of the program and how much support it is receiving.
That, we feel like we're going to help people have change their lives, go from poverty, from a not so great living situation to a new home that's better than they probably came out of, and they'll own it.
The program is also providing classes for participants on how to be a good homeowner.
We require that they go through certain training, financial literacy, survivor counseling, homeowner training of what is required of someone who owns property. And there are, I think, 2 more sessions that they go through.
The tornado displaced dozens of families in this community of fewer than 2,000 residents. Some will not need the help from these programs. Cynthia Prestiani is currently staying with family friends while they rebuild their home.
A friend has let us stay in his dad's apartment in Vicksburg.
Prestiani speaks for many in her town when she thinks about what they have been through and what the future might hold.
But Rolling Fork is strong. We survived it, and we will rebuild the best we can.
Although the process seems slow, Rolling Fork, Mississippi is making progress on its path to building back better. This is Celeste Lay, NewsWatch Ole Miss. Students nationally have been enrolling in AP classes to help have higher chances of getting into their dream schools, as it becomes more competitive for students each year. Superintendent for Oxford School District Bradley Robertson says AP courses are essential for college success.
AP is a strong indicator of college readiness and college success after high school.
especially if students score a 3 or better on an AP exam.
It increases the likelihood that you finish with a 4-year degree by like 17%. And that's important, right? 17%, that increases your chances significantly.
Students at Oxford High School have the opportunity to take advanced placement courses to prepare them for college. Oxford High School principal Dana Bullard shares her experiences when she was teaching AP classes.
I told them my goal was to have at least 50% of them make a 3 or above, and that would make me feel like we were doing well.
According to Bullard, scores aren't the only outcome of an AP exam.
Sometimes students don't know that when they try hard things and accomplish those, how much it does for their confidence, how much it does for them to know that they can go to college and be successful.
Confidence and hard work through AP courses are preparing high school students for their college careers. This is Celeste Lay, NewsWatch Ole Miss. If one of these was your pet, you would never want him alone on the streets. The public information officer at the Oxford Police Department says they don't want that either.
Not daily, but it's probably something that happens once or twice a week, and you hate to see it, but we're glad that people are aware of it enough where they'll reach out to us and ask if we can share things. So it's definitely one of the cooler parts of being able to help someone like that.
While reposting missing pet flyers on social media is beneficial, there are actions to take when looking out for your pet. General Manager of Pampered Paws Animal Resort and Hospital, Charlotte Kisner, gives a few tips on how you can keep your furry friends safe.
Yeah, so I guess for cats and dogs, I recommend the microchip. Microchips are just little grains of, they look like little grains of rice. They're super tiny. They go in between their shoulder blades, and it's inserted with a needle. That way, if they ever get lost, you can go to any shelter or vet, tell them that they're missing, and then if anybody finds them, they can bring them in, and all it takes is like a little scan, and they're able to track that back to your information. With dogs, it's also super important to keep them on a leash when you're out in public, with a collar on, just in case they ever, slip their lead, or they get lost without off leash. They still have your information on the tag. Make sure you have your name and your number attached to that too. So.
According to Jones, Oxford is a great community where people come together to help one another out when a pet is in need.
Everyone does whenever there's a lost pet, and we share it. We get 20, 30 shares or something almost instantly. It seems like, everybody wants to share a lost pet and help somebody out. And we live in a very giving community, and a lot of people that really want to be involved and help each other out, and that's really cool to be a part of, and we're really fortunate to be in the city, and we love it here.
With these tips, we can ensure our pet safety and that they are off the streets. I'm Celeste Lay with NewsWatch Ole Miss.